Hello again.
Hello.
So now we're going to, I know that you've taken your iReady assessment, which is how we monitor math.
Yeah.
And ELA, but
Yeah.
we're going to just look at your math scores right
Okay.
now. So the first, your baseline assessment or your beginning of year,
Okay.
that happened on 8/27. So we're going to just put that date in here, 8/27.
Do you want me to do the year too, or just 8/27?
8/27 is
Okay.
fine. And then we're going to look at your score. Okay, so how you see your score is over here on the right.
Okay.
So this is where your overall performance was, and that's your score, 484.
All right.
So you can write that in here. We'll talk about what 484 means.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So now remember that FSA chart that we looked at last time.
Yes.
If you look at this chart here, if you find 484 on this list,
6th grade.
yeah, right here. So you can just box that in.
Alrighty.
If we had a colored marker, we could color it in or highlight it
Yeah.
or whatever. But this is where you're at right now, at a 484.
All right.
Okay. So I want you thinking about your FSA score from last year. Do you remember what that was? What level?
That was.
And we have it right here, just in case you need to see it.
It was 329.
Yeah, at a 329. What level was that?
2.
A level 2. So right now, you're testing an iReady at 6th grade, but you have all year long to make up,
Yeah.
with what you're missing. So you're in 8th grade. This is where you need to be. Okay. So now we'll do the same thing. So you
All
have a
right.
484, right? What do you need to get to be considered on level, according to this chart?
I don't really do mental math very well. That's why I'm not knowing.
You just look at the score. So here's grade 8.
Oh, okay. So I need a 518.
At least a
Okay,
518, yeah. So we can look at your different areas. So that's your overall picture, right?
Alright.
You're in grade 6,
Yeah.
and you need a 518.
Yeah.
So now remember what we did when I showed you the big FSA chart? So now let's just take a look at this chart, and what do you notice from this chart?
Does red mean bad? Or
Red means below level. Doesn't mean
Alrighty.
bad.
Okay.
It just means below level.
I'm not doing so great.
Well, it just means you're below level. You're at a grade 6. You knew
Yeah.
where you were at with your math score.
Yeah.
You got a level 2.
Mhm.
So what is a good thing is if you know where you're at, then what can happen?
Then I can try and improve it.
That's it. That's exactly it. So do you notice these things over here?
Yes.
Number and operations, algebra and algebraic thinking, measurement and data and geometry. These are the different areas that are tested.
All right.
Okay, so we can work with your strength. It looks like you have a strength here of measurement and data.
Yeah, I'm really good at that.
Yeah, like charts and graphs
Yeah,
and things
I
like
love
that.
stuff like that.
So if you work with that to help you improve your other areas. So number and operations, algebra and algebraic thinking, and geometry are just your low points. What's your lowest point of all of those
Geometry.
areas? And what does it say about your geometry scores?
Grade 5th.
Grade 5. That's partially due to sometimes we end up teaching geometry at the end of the year, and so we're like rushing through it.
Yeah.
But now at least you know what you really need to focus on.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next part of this is, so your baseline math grade level placement was grade what?
6.
So you can write that in here. And then was that the low part of grade 6, the middle part of grade 6, or the late part of grade 6? Because you were at a 484.
I mean, it was early, like the highest.
The
or
lowest end.
So maybe mid. Yeah, it looks like mid.
Okay. So maybe mid or between early
Yeah.
and mid. So you can like circle right there actually if you want.
Right here.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so mid-year improvement goals for math. So you've taken this first assessment.
Yeah.
So what are your goals going to be? iReady is a program that you can use at home to practice, to kind of catch you up.
Yeah.
So we want to develop some goals here specifically to math by looking at this chart. And we're going to write them in this box.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to pull up your FSA score again. We can
All
look
right.
at the different areas of FSA. So you keep
Okay.
writing. Okay, so you
That-
said I want to first get my geometry grade up, then work on the other two.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other two were number and operations, and okay.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna. So this was your last year's score. So you see
Alright.
math here.
Yeah.
So you see these different areas. So notice this one.
Yeah.
So this means that you got 8% of the questions or the points possible. 8% of the points possible. This was your lowest area.
For expiration.
Expression.
Yeah, that and the
Equations. Yep, expressions and equations. So
Is that like the you have to read it and then figure it out? Is
yeah,
that it?
yeah.
That
can
was
be
always hard for me.
hard for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you want to write something like that down too, is focusing in class on that section. And look at that, your stat and prob. You are right. Let's look at what you got something going here, girl. Statistics and probability, which is that measurement and data.
Yeah.
Look at that. You got 77.8% of the
Yep.
questions right.
Told you I love doing that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Expressions and equations.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Alright.
All right, so you feeling pretty good
Yeah.
about this? And yeah, okay, excellent. So next time we meet, we'll be after diagnostic 2, but
All
we'll
right.
keep checking in as we go along
Okay.
on standards masteries, and when we come to a standard that belongs in one of these areas.
Yeah.
This is going to go in a notebook that you get to see all the time.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.